Scott Menzel. We Live Entertainment. Hi, John. How are you?
Hi, Scott. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. How was your premiere last night?
It's wild. It was absolutely wild. I never experienced anything like that in my life, you know. I was so amazed at the reaction of that crowd. It was overwhelming. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I usually am at South by in person, but unfortunately, the way that it fell this year with the award stuff, I unfortunately had to stay behind.
Yeah,
I want to start this off by asking you how familiar you were with the actual story prior to signing on.
completely unfamiliar. I didn't know anything about it at all. Yeah, and not being a gamer myself as well probably was part of that. But if you'd asked me where Tetris was invented, I would have said Japan. Yeah. So that's how much I knew about the story. So as soon as I read the script and I said, this is off the charts, crazy, I said, I have to make this movie because I want people to feel like I did when I read that script, you know?
There's so many twists and turns within the story itself, and it's also so resonant of a specific time in history, right? Like stuff like this today would never be able to fly. Can you talk a little bit about the final countdown sequence?
The choice of the music for Final Countdown was a historical nod to when the Berlin Wall came down, because that was the last song that was played on East German radio when the Berlin Wall fell. Yeah, so that was the nod there. And obviously the lyrics, the Final Countdown, was very literal in terms of what's going on in the film at that point. So that really... and it was written like that in the script. It was very like one montage feel in terms of cutting back and forth between what was happening in Japan with the Kemi and what's happening with the KGB guys and stuff. And you're led to believe that this KGB is going to be turning up at obviously at the party, and it pivots to it, you know, to that. So I do agree with you. I think that's where the film starts to get a little bit more serious as well. Yeah, and the stakes start to really raise. And it's a very important part of the film, and I'm glad that you sort of highlighted that.
That's interesting that you talk about how the shift in tone happens during that sequence, because I would agree with you. I feel like the movie at the very beginning has this more comedic tone to it, and then after that, you're able to shift into a more serious tone. Can you talk a little bit about how to balance tone in a movie like this?
Thank you. Yeah, tone's always a really tricky thing to get right. You know, making sure everybody's in the same film. That's your biggest thing, especially when you've got a cast this size, and you have Japanese actors and American actors and British actors and Russian actors and stuff. Getting that tone together, and this one was particularly difficult, but so rewarding when it pays off, you know.
Thank you very much, John. It was great talking to you today.
Thank you, appreciate it.